coming in on that front. We've got Mr. Rajinder Mittal, the MD of BCL Industries, joining us. There's been a capacity expansion at BCL Industries, so let's try and understand what this does for the company in terms of their capacity, what is the target going ahead, and more importantly, what this does to the financials too. Mr. Mittal, hi, good morning. Pardon me, good afternoon, and thank you so much for your time. You've just finished the commissioning of another 150 KLPD ethanol dedicated brownfield expansion at Bathinda in Punjab. Can you give us a timeline on when the commercial production will start and what is going to be the capacity and utilization for this new facility?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for calling me, giving me the opportunity to present. So the 150 KLPD plant has been commissioned successfully, and the commercial production has commenced. And that the most beauty is that we have commissioned this steam requirement on rice straw basis, which is the one of the toughest and the cheapest fuel to generate power and give the heat requirement of the unit. So with this capacity, the Bathinda plant capacity has gone up to 550 KLPD per day, out of which 200 KLPD is being utilized for the manufacturing of extra neutral alcohol and 350 to the OMCs. So that's a type of you can say, dual licensing, which our company derives the benefit out of that. And another thing is that 350 KLPD at Swaksha, which is now a 100% owned company of BCL Industries, is also at 100%. That is also a dual licensing. We are having 200 KLPD of ENA and 150 KLPD of ethanol. So both the capacities are, you can say, running on the full capacity, and we hope to have much better results the second quarter when we are able to reflect the full capacity.
Understood. That sounds optimistic. Can you quantify that optimism for us, Mr. Mittal? Give us a sense in terms of what this new capacity does for your revenue, and by when can this start contributing to the top line?
It has already started contributing to the top line. As I mentioned, that the commercial production has started, and we have started the deliveries from this new plant commission, fully stabilized now, operating on 100% capacity. So the things they will be reflected in this second quarter ending September, and we hope to increase the EBITDA margins as well as the revenue from this plant.
And what about your other capacity expansion plans? Anything on the cards? And can you give me an idea if the 250 KLPD Fatehbad distillery still remains on schedule? Is the commissioning expected in about 2 years?
Yes, that plant is still on. We have got all the requisite, you can say, sanctions and permission. The civil work has already started. We are on the verge of now placing the orders to finding out the best of the technology with our experience, and we hope to, you can say that we'll be able to finalize at the one of the best rates and the latest technology, because it takes some time in the negotiation. And we were hoping to a little bit cool down in the price of metal, which is the main component in the, you can say, the part of the machinery suppliers. And that has happened. Now we are in the verge of, you can say, finalizing. And by second week of August, we should be able to finalize all the orders and close the book and start the construction at full swing, and hope to commence commercial production within 2 years. From the August, you can say that it should be around about August, September 28.
Okay, understood. So that sounds optimistic. Also, Mr. Mittal, talk to us about what is the outlook in terms of earnings and your dependence on raw material as well as government policies. Now that you are expanding, talk to us about how much your margins are dependent on grain prices and government procurement policies.
So you see that our company mainly inherent that kind of a, you can say, the kind of the expertise in procuring the grains. So we are sitting in the grain belt, and since centuries, or you can say we have since about 4 or 5 decades, we have been handling this grain for our various activities. And there is no problem as regards the grain. The production of maize has gone up substantially high in the previous years, and With this, we have also taken a backward and forward integration with the extraction of maize oil from the DDGS part of it and further processing it for the industrial use. So that is also giving us a good revenue. These facilities have already started at both the plants as well as Swaksha in the West Bengal and Bathinda we are doing it for that. So we have got, and apart from that, the 20 megawatt this full power plant has now been converted on the rice straw fuel, which is one of the cheapest fuel. And with this, our cost of steam as cost of processing will come down drastically, and which should be reflected in the September and the coming quarters.
Okay, understood. So that gives us a very good outlook in terms of what the company is planning going ahead. I'm just trying to understand, Mr. Mittal, now that you, along with a lot of your peers, you're expanding your capacity at such a fast rate, are you at all concerned about the availability of maize, or do you believe that there is enough to meet that demand?
No, let me explain you you can say, grain scenario. You must have read in the newspaper, the FCI is holding 780 million tons of wheat and rice, which is the highest ever stock being held by FCI. So with this, you can say the strengthening of the solar system, all the barren lands which were nearby, I mean, we are sitting at the border of Rajasthan and Haryana. So those belts have started cultivating low water required crops like maize. And maize can have 3 cycles in the year. So it doesn't have a particular season to grow. So if we take the example, the maize production in the entire country has gone up by almost double in 3-4 years when this policy came. So as far as the grain scenario, the raw material availability is full. The power plant, you can say fuel requirement, we don't have any problem. The other things, and with the dual licensing, we have got the benefits of utilize the capacity to the maximum level. That's 100%.
Okay, that sounds good. On that note, just lastly, I want to squeeze a little bit about your liquor business that continues to grow. What's the outlook on the brands that you've launched recently, and how much of your total revenue mix, let's say in the near future, will come from ethanol versus liquor? What could that mix look like?
So you can say the bottling of the country liquor, we are gaining this momentum, and we are having about 16 to 18% of growth every year. This year we will be. Last year we did about close to 2 million cases. This year we have got a target to achieve about 3 million cases. So that will be around about, say, if we take in terms of the revenue, would around about account for 20% of the total revenue in the country liquor business. So, and the ethanol business, the percentage will be coming down because we are utilizing most capacity in the ENA and the pharma industry and the special denatured spirit, because we hold the license to manufacture all these things. It's not only ethanol. We have got the impure spirit, the rectified spirit, the special denatured spirit, which is pharma industry, which is the perfume industry. So we are catering to all these demands.
Understood.
We hope to achieve the 100% capacity of this 900 KLPD in this current year.
Okay, that sounds really optimistic, Mr. Mittal. Really appreciate you taking the time out and speaking to us on such short notice as soon as the news came out. Thank you so much for your time, and so good to be speaking with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Viewers, with that, I'm afraid we're completely timed out on this edition of Markets at Noon. Thanks so much for tuning in, but keep watching ET Now, because today, All About Your Company is putting the spotlight on Ramkey Infra. So stay tuned, and that show is up next.